everybody. Welcome to the Tavern room of the Plough Tavern. My name is Bart. I'm the manager of school programs with the York County History Center. The Plough Tavern was built in 1741 by a German immigrant, Martin Eichelberger, and it is actually one of the oldest houses in York. So what's the deal with taverns? We hear about taverns from the colonial period all the time. Well, taverns are a little bit of everything. They're part restaurant, they're part bar, more importantly, they're a social center. So what's going to happen? The tavern's set up to accommodate overnight guests, but mostly it's going to be locals that are coming in. They're coming in for a meal, they're coming in for a drink, and more importantly, they're here to catch up on the news, catch up on the local gossip, find out what's going on. So the question is, what's going to happen if you would come in for a meal? So we can kind of take a look here at the table. This is not like your traditional restaurant where you're going to come in and you're going to sit down and you can order chicken and fries or mac and cheese or anything like that. Basically, the meal is going to be whatever Mrs. Eichelberger is preparing that day. And it's going to be an assortment of soups and stews and bread. Good Pennsylvania Dutch fare. You're going to get yourself a good hearty meal and you're going to be set to go. So then we have a lot of entertainment opportunities. So you'll notice that there's a checkerboard there. We even have, they use little chestnut as the pieces there. And one of the things that catches a lot of people's attention is we have a plate of oysters on the table. So what's the deal with that? Oysters certainly are not from York County. Well, what's interesting about this is in the 1960s, when we were doing the restoration work on the building, they actually did an archaeological dig in the backyard, and one of the things they found were lots and lots of oyster shells. So that tells us a couple things. One, oysters were definitely on the menu as part of the food that was being served, and more importantly, we are definitely trading with Baltimore. This is coming out of the Inner Harbor. So after your meal, what else might you do? Well, you might smoke a pipe, you might pull out your pocket knife and do some whittling, or you might even play a game of dominoes. Now, what's interesting when you get the whole way down here to the end is we have a copy of the newspaper. So people will come in to catch up on the local news. Now, keep in mind, a lot of people in York did not speak English, they're speaking German. So what is interesting about that is there were two different issues of the newspaper. Up until about 1880, there was actually a German language newspaper as well. So we're going to try to accommodate everybody. They're going to come in, find out what's going on, just catch up on the news, catch up on the gossip, and basically know what's going on, which is kind of good. On a nice cold day like today, we have our 5-plate iron stove. You can actually see it is dated from 1756. And what is really unique about this is it actually is connected to the main central fireplace over in the kitchen, and there is a jam opening in the back. They would actually shovel coals from the main fireplace through the wall into the oven or into the stove, and this is what's going to then provide the heat for the guests that are coming in here to enjoy their day. The other thing that's kind of neat, one of my favorite pieces in here is the checkerboard. We have a much larger checkerboard right here, and we always ask the guest, what do you think the pieces are made of? And we usually get some very interesting guests along the way. So we'll get you nice and close there, and I'll give you a second or two to think about it. If you guessed checkers, you're absolutely right. Checkers, that's what we're playing. I know what I'm talking about. You guessed corn cob, you're absolutely right. That's what our checker pieces are made out of. So somebody took the time to basically cut up a cob of corn and then painted it red and black, and then that's our playing pieces. So what's going to happen? We said this is a social center. It is a gathering place. This is the focal spot within the community. So a lot of different things are going to happen in here. Based on our research, we found out this was actually the first post office in York. It is definitely a gathering place. We know they had recruitment meetings for militias here. We know the very first election in town was held in a tavern, not this one, but one of the other ones. And we did also find out that Mr. Eichelberger is very, very popular. He will actually be elected as a local district justice. So again, he is definitely a very solid member of the community, kind of enjoyed that way. So, a lot of times what's going to happen is people are going to come in to, again, have a meal, or more importantly, a drink. So they're going to come over here to the bar, and they would have a variety of alcoholic beverages that they could choose from. And the idea is you would come in, you would get your drink here, but then in the evening, say that there were overnight guests staying here. Obviously, the alcoholic beverages are very valuable. They're expensive, so they don't want to lose them. So you would come up, you would get your drink at the bar, and then in the evening, they would actually lower down the grill. This gives us our expression, the bar and grill.
Sorry, Dad.
All right. So, again, the tavern's kind of that social center. It's a gathering place. People are coming in, grab a meal, grab a drink, catch up on the news, find out what's going on. It's going to be a busy, busy place. There's no doubt about that. Questions often asked, Well, what's happening with the Eichelberger children? We know when they first opened up the place, they had 5 children, and people are very interested about that. And the answer is very simple. They're helping mom and dad. As soon as they're old enough to help out, they're going to be working. So they'll either be helping mom out in the kitchen, prepare food, or they'll be running errands for dad. They're going to do whatever else they need. So that is basically our look at the tavern room in the Golden Plough Tavern. If you have any questions, feel free to type them in there, and we'll take our best shot at answering them. All right, well, thank you so much for visiting us. Hopefully once COVID disappears, we will see you here in person. Come in and see us for a tour. That'll be wonderful. Have yourself a great day.